Hello friends, welcome you again in another new episode. Today we will see in this video stay with the scariest places in the world and watch the whole video. And if you are a new visitor to my channel, subscribe now. An eternally burning pit in the middle of Turkmenistan. A church near Prague made out of human bones. A tiny village in Japan where life-size dolls outnumber the residents nearly 10-1. We may live in a big, beautiful world, but our planet certainly has its fair share of terrifying and mysterious places. Places just waiting for the next morbidly inclined traveler to come visit. From hell-themed amusement parks to islands covered with snakes, these are some of the scariest places in the world. Have you started packing your bags yet? Number 1. North Yungas Road, Bolivia. The path from La Paz to Coroico, Bolivia, is a treacherous one. The North Yungas Road weaves precariously through the Amazon rainforest at a height of more than 15,000 feet. When you consider that frightening elevation, not to mention the 12-foot wide single lane, lack of guardrails, and limited visibility due to rain and fog, it's easy to see why this 50-mile stretch of highway has earned the nickname the Death Road. While the North Yungas Road used to see some 200 to 300 annual deaths, it has now become more of a destination for adventurous mountain bikers than a vehicular thoroughfare. Number 2. Nagar, Japan. Nagar is a tiny Japanese village with one very notable feature, a life-size doll population that outnumbers the human population nearly 10-1. The toy residents are the work of local Tsukimi Ayano, who began making doll replicas of her neighbors after they died or moved away. The eerie doppelgangers can be seen in various positions across the town: fishermen sitting on the riverbank, students filling entire classrooms, elderly couples resting on benches outside of buildings. There are now around 350 dolls and 27 breathing humans, the youngest is over the age of 50, in Nagoro, making it a quirky and somewhat terrifying toyland. Number 3. Hill of Crosses, Šiauliai, Lithuania. People have been placing crosses on this hill in northern Lithuania since the 14th century. In the benign, throughout the medieval period, the crosses expressed a desire for Lithuanian independence. Then, after a peasant uprising in 1831, people began adding to the site in remembrance of dead rebels. The hill became a place of defiance once again during Soviet occupation from 1944 to 1991. The hill and crosses were bulldozed by Soviets 3 times, but locals kept rebuilding it. There are now more than 100,000 crosses crowded there, clashing together in the breeze like eerie wind chimes. Number 4. Island of the Dolls, Xochimilco, Mexico. Despite its history and status as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Xochimilco is primarily known for its Isla de las Muñecas, or Island of the Dolls. Hidden among the borough's many canals, the tiny island is famous for the hundreds of dolls and doll parts hanging from trees and scattered among the grass. Although it looks more like a horror movie set than anything else, the Chinampa, akin to an artificial island, used to be the actual residence of a now-deceased man named Julian Santa Barrera. After finding a dead girl's body in a nearby canal, Barrera collected and displayed the toys in the hopes of warding off evil spirits. Daring souls can hire their own boat, try to convince the driver to pay it a visit, and view it safely from the water. Number 5. Taylor Glacier, Antarctica. It may look like a geological crime scene, but the 5-story, crimson waterfall of Taylor Glacier, Aka Blood Falls, is a completely natural wonder. The phenomenon can be traced back about 5 million years when the glacier sealed off a microbe-rich lake beneath it. Isolated from light and oxygen, the water became more and more concentrated, both in terms of salt and iron content. The water's salinity level, about 3 times saltier than the ocean, keeps it from freezing, while the iron provides the color. It then seeps out through a fissure in the glacier, and we get to witness the gory display. Number 6. Centralia, Pennsylvania. From the late 1800s to the 1960s, Centralia was a quaint but bustling town in Pennsylvania, thanks to its prosperous coal mines. However, when a mine mysteriously caught fire in 1962, the flames began to spread underground via the interconnecting tunnels. Although the citizens were aware of the situation, they weren't truly troubled until 2 isolated incidents some years later, a gas station owner reporting abnormally high gasoline temperatures in his underground tanks in 1979, and a young boy nearly falling into a 150-foot deep sinkhole in his backyard in 1981. Since those disturbing occurrences, the town's population decreased sharply. As of 2014, the date of the most recent census, only 7 residents remain, although Centralia seems like a complete ghost town upon visiting. If you ever find yourself in the deserted city, you'll find many torn-down buildings, crumbled sidewalks, and the cracked, graffiti-filled Route 61. And just in case you forgot why the town is deserted, you can occasionally see smoke billowing out from the subterranean fires, which scientists estimate will continue to burn for at least another 250 years. Number 7. Bielitz-Staten Hospital, Germany. If this old German hospital looks disturbing, well, it is. Between 1898 and 1930, the Bielitz-Staten complex, a 50-minute drive south of Berlin, served as a tuberculosis sanatorium. It also housed mustard gas and machine gun victims during World War I, including a young soldier named Adolf Hitler, who had been wounded in the leg. The hospital later went on to be a major treatment center for Nazi soldiers during World War II, and it was used as a Soviet military hospital from 1945 until the fall of the Berlin Wall. Today, a few hospital wards are used as a neurological rehabilitation center, although the majority of the complex is abandoned. The surgery and psychiatric wards have both been left to decay and give way to nature and vandals, and the result looks like something straight out of American Horror Story. Definitely not an enjoyable day trip for the easily spooked. Number 8. Christ of the Abyss, San Fratuoso, Italy. Although there are several versions of the same Jesus statue scattered around the ocean floor, including Key Largo, pictured, the original version is located in the Mediterranean Sea off the coast of San Fratuoso. The 8-foot-tall likeness was commissioned by Italian diver Giulio Marconte in 1954. Marconte wanted to place some sort of memorial at the exact spot where his friend Dario Gonzatti died while diving a few years prior. And thus, Christ of the Abyss was born. The result is vaguely spooky, especially with the deity's outreached arms and upward gaze. The algae and corrosion only add to the effect, although the statue was removed from its watery home in 2003 for some much-needed restoration, including replacing a hand that a rogue anchor had broken off. Regardless of whether you find the monument eerie or beautiful, or both, it's certainly worth taking a 55-foot dive down to snap an underwater selfie with Jesus.